Window washers. What is the most memorable thing you have seen while on the job? I do some side work as a landscaper for an elderly couple in our local polo club. I was under the impression that the owners were not home at the time, but I was wrong. I was washing windows this particular morning and I came around to the restroom window and got a perfect view of this older couple in the shower together. The window looked out on a private fenced-in patio, so that's why it wasn't fogged glass. The window by the toilet is the same way. Bad design in my opinion. I've never moved faster in my life than I did catapulting myself backwards out of view of this naked couple. I don't believe they saw me because the next time we ran into each other, everything seemed normal from their end. A tornado. We'd had little warning before we saw it about 1 kilometer away. It didn't appear to be moving side to side much, which indicates that it's coming towards you. We winched down about 4 floors, jumped onto a fire escape and got inside the building. Rode out the storm inside and then went home. Good friend is a window washer for downtown office towers. They get notice of the day the windows are being washed, yet he says it's shocking how many people are freaked out by them being outside their window. Weirdest though? They came across a dude watching porn on his office computer. When he noticed the window washers, he just gave them a big thumbs up and kept watching. I used to window clean hotels, which meant going room to room with a master key to let myself in. I've seen quite a few dildos and vibrators being proudly displayed on bedside tables, but the one situation that stuck with me the longest was just walking down the corridor and hearing 2 middle-aged people going at it in one of the rooms. It was a Georgian hotel in the Cotswolds, so very echoey. Their screams were getting louder and people were actually coming out of their rooms because it was so audible. All the housekeepers at the end of the corridor were doubled over laughing. That couple had no idea how intimately they shared their experience with us. This was 25 years ago. Cleaning second-floor windows in a hospital from ladders. I arrived at a window to see a lady giving birth. The child was probably half in and half out is as best as I can describe it. The people in the room were so concentrated on what they were doing they didn't notice me, so I made a hasty descent. A couple of windows further down, same floor, I see a man pacing up and down with his hands behind his back. Dark hair, tidy mustache, around 30. Will never forget his face. No idea why he wasn't in with his partner, but I had no doubt this was the father. Skip down a few windows, 3 minutes per window including moving the ladder, so not that long, and I arrive at a window to see the lady being wheeled in on a wheelchair with the baby in her arms, the other mothers, maternity ward, clapping, and the father walking behind with a huge beaming smile. It felt like it was out of a movie with a camera following the story. Quite unforgettable. Not a window washer, but I was the victim. It's a Saturday morning and I wanted to have a nice lie-in. My headboard for my bed is up against the window, so I sleep facing away from the window and have to turn around to see what is outside / to open the curtains. On this fateful day, I woke up to some sound, but it wasn't alarming, so I just carried on as usual, stretched, then turned around to open my curtains. Then I see his face. The window cleaner clearly didn't expect me to open the curtains and got a little scared. I too didn't expect to see someone's face looking back at me through the window, early on a Saturday morning. He saw me almost fall off my bed in sheer terror. Paying him at the door when he was done was funny. We both laughed and pretended it didn't happen. Not a window washer, but I used to install and repair windows. One afternoon we'd gone out to a job where some asshole neighborhood kids had smashed several back windows of a nice elderly couple's place. We worked our way from top. First 2 windows belonged to an ensuite bathroom, while the third was the bedroom to which the ensuite was attached. The master. My job was to clear any remaining glass from the area so the other bloke could put the new panel in. Anyway, I noticed a small urn on the desk by the window, with the name Triple Scoop engraved upon it, along with 2 dates, about 4 years apart. Probably a pet. Hopefully a pet. I'd thought. Didn't think about it for more than a minute, then went back to work. We finished the upstairs windows and went down to work on the 2 in the kitchen. Holy shit. There was a wall with 5 long shelves, each one holding several urns similar to Triple Scoop upstairs. Turns out the elderly couple used to breed and race greyhounds, and the urns contained the remains of their deceased racers. Triple Scoop was their first champ. Housekeeper checking in. This one lady liked to feed birds, like 50 pounds every 2 weeks. No screens, sills caked in filth, and the windows themselves had been neglected over time. They were Anderson windows so you could pull them in from the inside. Well, the tension string broke and I'm literally holding the window by a string and this bird straight up flies into my face. I was shocked, the bird was shocked, I screamed, I like to imagine the bird did too. Bird flew away and I got the window locked back in place and called maintenance. This was on the second floor too. Oh, I have a good one. When I was doing my PhD, one of the other students had to wash windows at the weekend to make ends meet. Anyway, he was washing a block of flats one day. He didn't know this, but the block was home to a female lecturer in the same department as us. He washes the window of her bedroom and she walks in completely naked. He stares in shock, she grabs a towel and it's over. The next day she files an harassment complaint about him because she assumed he was pretending to be a window cleaner to see her naked. Luckily his employer could vouch for him and the matter was dropped. It was last summer. I was cleaning my dad's car with the help of my little brother. It was a bright sunny day and I began cleaning. After completing the outside cleaning of the car, windows, doors etc., I began to take off the carpet kind of stuff from inside the car to dust it off. Finally, when I was polishing the bits of the dashboard, I noticed something glimmering from within a crack on the dashboard. Holy shit! Guess what? It was my mom's wedding ring which she lost a year ago. It was in the car but in a small narrow crack. I wonder how it must have gotten there, but I remember the happiness on my mom's face when she found out about it. If you are married, you probably know how much a wedding ring is worth. Not in terms of money but its value and memories. I gave it to my dad and told him to put in on my mom's finger. OMG, it was so wholesome to see. They even took us to malls that day, and bought me and my brother a hoodie. Not a proper window washer so to speak, but the clothing store I worked had the insides of their big from windows cleaned every Sunday morning by a staff member. A lot of the time it was me. Now people could come into the mall and wander around, we just wouldn't let them in the stores. This is because the upstairs was a food court and open. So one morning I'm in the store on the little ladder cleaning the window and I spy this dude standing just kind of out of the way of my line of sight, but he can see me. I'm thinking, great, it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday, I'm possibly still drunk, I don't need this crap, it's too early. So I turn around to call my manager over to point him out so she can call security. While I'm turned around he runs up to the window, waits till we are both looking and pulls out his dick and wanks all over the store window. Yup. He was escorted out and arrested and one of the mall cleaners had to clean the mess up, poor dude. There was then a flawed high-necked top found that all the girls had to wear when washing the windows because apparently he was getting off on seeing the cleavage.